A single drumstick from Kentucky Fried Chicken nearing $5 each as the fast food industry continues to deal with increasing prices and the squeeze on Americans. Now, a lot of issues are trying to be blamed on Trump or whatever the case may be, but a lot of it is also greed. We've got these new tools that show you the elements of a sandwich, the price, the cost of it increasing over time, a good way to track a fast food meal, since January of 2020. So the Biden term, the price of a fast food meal is up 30%. Are you making 30% more money now? The price since Trump's inauguration is down 6%. Now, that's not, massive, but it's worth talking about. So we'll dive into that. We'll also look at which fast food chains raised prices the most this year. You might be surprised in what goes on there, but let's start with the KFC thing. Social media users are stunned after discovering the high price of a single chicken drumstick at KFC. A Reddit user from Kentucky was placing an order when they noticed the drumsticks were $5 each. Some customers believe inflation is to blame, while others argue that the ludicrous price is driven up by corporate greed. Well, it's probably both. $4.19 here in NYC on Grubhub, $3.49 if I select pickup instead of delivery, $2.69 when I put in my mom's address. The markup is crazy, one KFC customer wrote in the thread. Some commenters weren't surprised at the price since the drumstick was on Uber Eats. They pointed out that prices on food delivery apps often exceed in-store prices. Why do you think that is? You're already paying a delivery fee. You're already paying a tip to the driver. Plus, the restaurants are marking it up on top of that. Isn't that a little bonkers? You're on a third-party app. Everyone knows they inflate prices on there. I actually didn't know that. Did you know that? As the original poster wrote, at that price, you have to assume even a regular price is over $3 for a single tiny drumstick, which is still insane. The largest drumstick price mentioned was $4.89 in California. KFC is one of many restaurant chains that have noticeably hiked its menu prices. However, some of its most recent rises were implemented only in stores in China and Australia. It has since become the topic of conversation due to its parent company Yum Brand's history of sales drops. It has also shuttered 25 KFC restaurants in the U.S. and opened a concept restaurant called Saucy in Florida last year. Third-party food apps, delivery prices and apps like Uber Eats and DoorDash have slowly risen its insane fees over the past year. I just feel like I remember a time when it didn't used to be that high, maybe 4 years ago, but it seems like it keeps increasing. Now, who is keeping that money? That's the question. So it's a secret new way to basically rip you off. I believe that is the price set by the restaurant. And DoorDash gets a percentage of that. So both people it's like a new secret way to rip you off. Delivery apps can depend on various factors such as location and volume. Another factor to play is the rising prices, including high labor costs, and tipping culture has slowly become an influence on how restaurants price delivery items. I mean, it's crazy. KFC is known for joining on trends like value meal and chicken sandwich wars in order to compete with this competition. But it doesn't matter. It's $5 for a single drummy. And that's not enough that's not a meal. So you need 3 or 4 of those for a meal. So $20 for 4 drumsticks. Let's say 3 is more reasonable. Two and a vegetable. It's still $10 for 2 tiny drumsticks from KFC. That's crazy. That's extremely expensive. I mean, the whole thing, this other stuff, which app has the lowest and highest fees? Takeout delivery charges compared. So here's Postmates, DoorDash, Grubhub, and Uber Eats. Let's look at that. So they're all about $16.50 or $16 in food. The tax is kind of irrelevant. Postmates charges $3.38. So, 20%. So you ever see a little over 20%? Plus a $4 delivery fee. So if you buy from Postmates, it's 100% markup. Uber Eats is 70% markup. Grubhub, 80% markup. DoorDash, 83% markup. So if you're taking the lowest possible tip, the smallest tip, giggity, that you can even consider, you're paying nearly 100% markup, like in secret markups by using these delivery apps. Now, I will agree. A lot of people are going to say, hey, look, nobody needs that. Nobody needs these apps. Nobody needs, nobody needs to have their chicken delivered. They can deliver it at home, watch it at home. I agree. We both agree. DoorDash is a luxury, and that's why it's important to point out extra reasons not to do it. Here's Burger King. Burger King's hidden delivery fees revealed after furious customers demand answers over misleading viral video. You have Whopper meals. Here's the video. It started.
DoorDash, not only do they charge you extra service fees, delivery fees, and you have to tip, but they charge you more per item. Like they upcharge every item on the menu. I just had Chick-fil-A the other day, and I'm hungry, so I wanted it delivered. I'm lazy. $9.55. Switch it over just to delivery. $12.39 for the same fucking sandwich. The same fucking sandwich. That doesn't even include the service fees and delivery fee.
That's what I mean. They're already charging you a service and a delivery fee. So it's crazy to me.
Burger King, $10.09 for the Whopper. Switch it to delivery. $12.40 for the same fucking meal.
30%
Why are they
more.
charging more per item when they already charge more for fucking delivery, service, and we have to tip? I don't get it. Needless to say, I just sent my husband to pick it up because I'm not doing that shit no more.
Well, I don't know about your husband. It sounds like he's got a lazy wife problem. I mean, you see people, those are fees and tips don't even go to the driver. They take a portion of their tips. Is that true? I know that can't be true the way I do it because I try to tip in cash. The service fees, I don't know how that works. I don't know if they get that. But, that's why I don't understand what these drivers are mad at, because DoorDash needs to be the ones handing out more money than the fees. It's like $20 plus I still tip, go at DoorDash. Yeah, I mean, these apps, they got really popular during the lockdowns, okay? But what we need to really decouple ourselves from is we need to get away from this crap. We need to get away from these luxury, apps. Let's look at the price of fast food under Trump, okay? Here's the BLT. Up 27% since 2020. So basically everything is up 30%. Now, if you look during kind of the end of Trump's term, prices started going up. I mean, obviously this is the lockdowns. So you see a huge price increase. Then prices come back down in 2023. But then they just go right back up. You know why? It's because they realized, hey, I can just charge the prices I was always charging. I don't need to give customers a break. I'll just charge the same price I've always been charging. Here are the elements of the sandwich. The only thing that really hasn't changed in price is tomatoes. Mayonnaise is up 50%, bacon up 24%, bread up 35%, lettuce up 31%. If we look at a fast food meal, again, up 30% since January 2020. Since Trump's inauguration, it's down 6%, but I wouldn't write home about that. I'd want it down. It's got to go down at least 30% it's got to go down more than 30% just to offset where it's gone up since January of 2020. So the whole thing is actually crazy. Look at the price. One of the most profitable things that they sell at these restaurants are the fountain drinks. The fountain drinks have gone up 40%. Remember when you could get like a very large soda for $1? That same soda now is like $2 to $3. Side dishes up 60%. Entrees up 50%. Let's look at breakfast. Most of this is because of eggs. Since January, it's up 56%. And again, the elements of breakfast. Eggs are up 149%, but also coffee's up 52%. How about backyard barbecue? Up 35%. Why? Well, it's up 37% because the elements of the backyard barbecue, buns, bread is 50% up. Why is bread up 50%? Relish, everything is up. And it's not just a little bit. It's an enormous amount. Here are the fast food chains that raised prices the most last year and who has the best deals now. Fast food used to be the go-to cheap meal, but over the past few years, prices have been climbing due to inflation and greed, I would say. According to a survey conducted by LendingTree, 78% of respondents now see fast food as a luxury, not the quick, affordable option it used to be. That's a huge problem for that industry because their food's garbage tier. You know what I mean? Like, they need they need it. The only reason people would justify eating fast food is because they know it's cheap. And so they're like, okay, it's cheap. Let me get by. I'm going to do this now. And I'll eat better later. The Big Mac went from $3.99 to $5.99 in the last 10 years. 4-piece chicken at Popeyes cost $7 in 2024 compared to the 97% increase on that same dinner, making it $13.79 now. That must mean 2014. That's got to be a typo. So 100% increase. Menu prices vary across the country, but in general, Jack in the Box and Burger King are the best cheap specialty burger option. The McDonald's and Wendy's have also had a great deal for basic burgers and chicken nuggets. However, Taco Bell is the main leader in cheap eats, and Robert Marcali from the Connecticut-based Pie Restaurant Consulting told the outlet that taco-based fast food options often have better value than burger-based ones. Pizza, though, remains the top cheap meal done right. I mean, sure, but if you're going to pay $5 for a single piece of chicken, I mean, let me know in the comment section. I'm curious in the comment section down below. Like, what are you seeing locally? Because it seems like a lot of people try to push back on this and be like, that's just an exception. That's just an exception. Well, I've just shown you the data. I mean, the data is crazy. It's still like more expensive than ever out there. People's 401ks are getting crushed right now due to the tariffs. Now, I do believe that those will be better, but things are only going to get more expensive. So I'm really hoping that we get some break here soon. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.